Welcome, Taurus, Sun and Rising, to your weekly reading for January 12th through the 18th. This is a general read. Only take what resonates, okay? As I shuffle the cards and start laying them out, I want to just cover some astrological things that are going on for you this week that might be impactful. Let's start with Mars retrograde. Now, Mars went retrograde just a few days ago on January 6th and will remain in retrograde until February 23rd. Now, keep in mind that this retrograde is going to affect you for at least the next month or so. And it is retrograde in Cancer. Mars is the planet of action and drive, and it continues its retrograde motion in Cancer, impacting your third house of communication, learning, and local affairs. Now, this period, and when I say local affairs, that is by nature, the natural house of Cancer is the sixth house, the house of home. Okay? This period encourages like a period of introspection in how you express yourself and interact with your immediate environment. You may encounter delays or some frustration in your daily communications, short trips or educational pursuits, like for those of you that may be in college or taking extra classes. So those could be impacted as well. But it's an ideal time to reassess your methods of conveying your ideas and to resolve any lingering misunderstandings with siblings and neighbors. Okay. And then also this week we have the full moon also in Cancer. Now that to me is a big wow, because we have the retrograde of Mars, and then we have the moon, the mysterious. It can represent mother. It's that intuitive side, the mystery side, and it is a full moon. And now this full moon is happening on January 13th, and typically we feel full moon energy a couple days before, a couple days after. And it's illuminating also in your third house. So this full moon brings heightened emotions and revelations concerning communication and your local community matters. You might gain some clarity on issues relating to siblings or neighbors or some ongoing projects. This lunar event encourages the release of outdated thought, outdated patterns, and the resolution of any tensions in your immediate surroundings. Okay. What else do we have going on? We have Uranus, and it stations direct in your sign on January 30th. So it's not necessarily this week, but just a little bit of a heads up, because I didn't do January readings because I just started this channel beginning of this year. I will be doing February readings though, but this Uranus is going stationary. Uranus is the planet of innovation and sudden change. Has been retrograde in your sign and will return direct at the end of the month. While this shift occurs after the week in question, its influence begins to build. That's why it's coming up for this week's reading. Because when a planet is stationary, or it's getting ready to go stationary, come out of retrograde, you feel the effects before that direct motion, or if a planet is going retrograde, that retrograde begins. You start feeling it ahead of time. But it's prompting a sense of restlessness probably with you right now, and a desire for personal freedom. You may start feeling the urge to break free from routines or aspects of your identity that is no longer resonating with you. This energy supports embracing authenticity within yourself and welcoming progressive changes in your life. And Taurus, you're the bull. Change is usually not in your vocabulary, but you're going to make it part of your vocabulary as we go through this coming week and even through the end of the month. Venus is in Pisces, and that started January 3rd. My Venus is in Pisces, and I know I'm going to probably resonate with this myself. But Venus is your ruling planet, and it transits through Pisces, harmonizing with your sun or your ascendant. This transit enhances your social life, bringing warmth and compassion to friendships and group activities. It's a favorable time for networking and engaging in creative collaborations. You may find yourself a little bit more in tune to the needs of others, being that shoulder to cry on, maybe even a tendency to put others' needs before your own. But this is fostering a deeper connection within your social circles. And that we're not done with the astrological stuff either. The sun is in Capricorn until January 19th. Then it'll move into Aquarius. This will probably be very, very impactful around the 19th. Of course, that would be the following week reading, being that especially for those that may be a cusp baby, like, or a cusp ascendant, I should say. Okay, like for instance, if your ascendant is like a critical degree of 29 degrees Capricorn or 0 degrees Aquarius, even maybe up to 1 or 2 degrees. Those are critical degrees where it's considered the cusp. And those of you that are on that cusp is probably going to be really impacted by this, by the change of signs. But the sun continues its journey through Capricorn, and it highlights your 9th house of higher education, travel, philosophical thoughts or pursuits. And this period encourages you to expand your horizons, whether through learning or exploring new cultures, deepening your understanding of the world. It's an excellent time to set long-term goals related to personal growth and seek experiences that's broader than your own perspective. So there's a lot of expansion here for you. And in summary, the week of the 12th, it's inviting Taurus individuals to focus on introspection in your communication, embrace emotional revelations within your immediate environment, prepare for upcoming personal transformations, engaging in open dialogue, open conversations. It's going to be a time of resolving misunderstandings, settling disputes, and remaining adaptable to change. And that will help push forward a harmonious navigation through this coming week. Okay, so let's get your cards out. I'm just going to lay them face up. I didn't do this for Aries, but I'm doing this for you. First card out, 6 of Wands, and I'll explain these in a minute. 9 of Swords. The Magician. That's interesting. Some of you are doubting your manifestation powers. Page of Swords and 4 of Swords. Okay. I'm going to start with your oracle cards. Your oracle cards, you got the peacock and the triangle. Immediately, I got to call a spade a spade. Some of you may be caught up in third-party relationships, situations, things like that, that really need a resolution. And it is highlighting choices that you have to make in regards to your relationships, how you're communicating within your relationships, conflicts within those relationships, especially those that resonate with the third party. In the past, you may have been undecided what you wanted to do in regards to your situation, to your relationships, but there's something coming around. Peacock. Peacock is a symbol of pregnancy, and it is a symbol of warmth. Peacock are a little bit haughty, as in flaunting your stuff. So I just feel the need to say to Taurus, be careful about ego. Be careful about how you present yourself. It's one thing to be confident. It's another one to be cocky. And, not every reading is going to be roses, but this is just more of a message from Spirit saying to mind your relationships on how you approach them. And you have decisions that you're going to have to make regarding a triangle. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the tarot aspect. Okay, I do want to turn over what's under the deck. We have the Two of Cups. I said relationships are going to be highlighted. And the Four of Cups. There's a little bit of apathy here. And I'm also feeling 4 plus 2 is 6. Which is a little bit of nostalgia. Wanting to return to the way things were in the past. And I'm feeling like a lot of memories are coming up. Some of you may be in a place of this is not what I wanted. This is not what I signed up for. And the cup that you received in a certain relationship is not one that you actually really particularly wanted. But you may have been ignoring some of the issues in your relationships. Okay? Now, if we take 4 minus 2, it just goes back to the Two of Cups. Really emphasizing that partnership element. And there's themes about balance and harmony. Excuse me. And coming to some kind of mutual understanding. But however, that 4 of Cups is like that sense of dissatisfaction, that apathy, and potentially kind of stemming from overlooked opportunities and focusing on what is actually missing from your relationships. Yes, I'm drinking coffee. Okay, now let's dig into the energy of the week, which is that 6 of Wands. That 6 of Wands here, the energy is having a sense of victory and accomplishment. It also brings some kind of recognition, some kind of success, maybe even recognizing the problems that are surrounding your community, your personal relationships. You might find yourself in the spotlight this week, receiving acknowledgement for certain efforts that could be in the workplace. But with Venus in Pisces, it's enhancing your social connections. This could involve praise from friends or collaborators, colleagues. However, the energy is asking you to stay humble and focus on and be focused on your goals, and as you kind of navigate through the week. Now, opportunities here it might sound strange to come up with a 9 of Swords and opportunities. So I think that there is a resolution presenting itself that you are trying to manifest in, and the opportunity is maybe ending a particular situation that may have been causing you some anxiety. It's about releasing those anxieties or that fear. The fear that has been keeping you up at night. And the full moon in Cancer heightens these emotions, particularly in the areas of communication, your third house. It'll be the third house for Taurus rising. Okay? It'll be for Taurus sun, it'll be the sixth house of home. So some of you, these are centered around situations in your home. Some is in your community, your workplace, your communications as a whole. This is a chance to address these unresolved worries, whether they stem from misunderstandings or even internal doubts. And to find that clarity and that peace, you have this opportunity. And it's stemming back to this triangle, this decisions needing to be made. And this is stemming with this of staying humble during the process. Okay. Challenges is the third position. Challenges you may be facing this week. It comes up as major. It's a major arcana card. It is the Magician. Now, I think for some of you, some of the challenges you may have created yourself. Some of them you may not. You may also be dealing with somebody who is manipulative, or a situation that is holding you back, keeping you from manifesting your dreams and your goals for the week. And it is also saying that you really need to focus on harnessing your personal power effectively. And while the card represents potential manifestation, resourcefulness, its placement suggests that there is a difficulty in believing in your ability to manifest your desires. Mars retrograde in Cancer may damper your confidence in communicating or taking some kind of action. But the Magician is urging you to recognize that the tools and the skills, you already have them. But there is a lot of doubt in your own communication ability. So even though there's an urge to make this decision, I get the sense of procrastination that this week might be highlighting the fact that you may not be able to procrastinate any longer. I get the sense that this is a situation that has been going on for a while. Okay? Now, your fourth position here, it is the Page of Swords. And this is your guidance. Your guidance, the Page of Swords advises you to stay alert, do your homework, observing and learning, gathering of information, doing that research before making your decision. Taurus, you're usually not a type of sign that would jump into something. But sometimes things look very enticing and you kind of want to say, okay, I've made my decision. But it feels like you really need to think it through. This week, but I'm feeling more like you're going to put something to rest by the end of the week, because this is going to be a week of researching, gathering information, analyzing your whole area of relationships and how you're communicating, or even lack of communication, especially here with the shadow cards, not being really satisfied with a certain personal relationship here. Something's not working for you. It's not making sense anymore. It's not what you wanted, what you signed up for. It's not what you thought you were manifesting. Part of that is that peacock energy as well. Kind of like something looked better than what it actually was. And there's a sense of snapping into reality, recognizing this relationship. And then by week's end, by the time the week ends, there's an outcome that indicates a much needed period of rest, rejuvenation. After all these emotional highs and emotional challenges, there's a slow down period that it'll be a time at the end of the week of reflecting, recharging your batteries. This kind of aligns very well with the Venus Pisces energy, emphasizing on self-care and emotional healing. So, as you are putting something to rest this week, making a final decision, taking your time this week, it just feels like with all the energies, the energy of Mars, it's like you procrastinated, you put this off and put it off as long as you possibly could. It feels like it's going to come down to the wire this week. The deadline is up. You have to make a decision. And this decision is, yes, it is emotionally based. It is about relationships. But you have to really think about your options before you make that final choice, so that you don't later come back and maybe regret and say, I wish I would have went with option B instead of option A. Option A looked really good, but it was a disguise. I should have went with the more steady, more option B. That's just an example, okay? So that's where we are this week. And tying it all together here, everything, to summarize, Taurus, this is a week that invites you to balance moments of triumph with inner reflection. The Six of Wands, it reflects the recognition that you may receive or you recognizing something yourself. Amplified by Venus and Pisces, enhancing your social charm. That's that haughtiness, that's that peacock energy. You looking mighty fine, honey. Type of energy that you got to approach with caution and with humility. Okay? And on the flip side, that Nine of Swords is reminding you to confront those lingering worries, the communication issue, and communicate openly as the full moon in Cancer shines a light on emotional and mental clarity. The Magician is asking you to tap into that innate power. Even as Mars retrograde in Cancer might make you second guess your abilities, your decision-making power. Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is encouraging to carefully make your decision. Observe. Thoughtful decision-making. And really weigh your words out, ensuring that misunderstandings are resolved and lessons are learned. By week's end, the Four of Swords aligns with the energy of Venus, urging you to pause and recharge. And the Two of Cups here is just sealing the deal here. It's highlights the importance of harmonious connections, but the Four of Cups suggests that you might need to shift your focus to appreciate the opportunities in front of you. With Uranus in your sign, it's building momentum. It's time to prepare for personal transformation by addressing those things that are holding you back. And so this is a week of balancing external success with internal healing. Embrace the recognition coming your way. Taurus, but don't shy away from addressing anxieties or taking the time to rest. The universe is supporting you in helping you break free from some old patterns and stepping into your power with confidence and grace. So, I hope this helps you. I hope this resonates. Comment below if it does. And I love you, Taurus, and I will see you in the next one.